All right. Um, I'll do this video on the essay outline. We talked about it, but I just want to be crystal clear about my recommendations. So here we go. You're at the written exam and you did your grammar assignments and you're about to write your essay. And then you need a plan. So you do this essay outline. You'll do the outline, and what they will suggest to you is that you need to write an essay, and it needs to be analytical. And maybe that's a little misleading, because what they're really saying is you need to write analysis and discussion, or have some kind of interpretation. And that depends, of course, upon the genre. If you do the fiction option, then you'll tend to do analysis first and then interpretation. If you do the non-fiction, then you'll do analysis and discussion, probably. And as I've already stated, this is because when you have a work of fiction, well, then it's fair enough to say that you could interpret it this way or that. If you have a work of nonfiction, then typically someone will try to persuade you that this or that is the case. And so you don't really interpret what they mean, you discuss whether you agree or not. But at any rate, you need to do this analytical essay, and typically they'll say it's about 1,000 words, something like that. And just to make it easy, I've drawn 2 pages. It's more or less 2 pages. So this is the easy way to look at it, I think. And we talked about it already. This is analysis, and over here you have discussion or interpretation, depending on fiction, non-fiction. All right. So then what do? You have 2 pages, and you'll do something like 10 paragraphs, 9 or 10 paragraphs, 5 lines each. That's the easy overview. So then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here, and 6, 7, 8, 9 over here. And in your analysis, you need to do some kind of introduction. You'll state in a funnel what it is you're about to do. You write why this is interesting, and then one way to do it is to just state, I'll now be looking at point of interest A, B, C. And in your exam questions, they'll probably point out to you a couple of things. They'll point out a couple of things that you need to focus on, and so obviously that's your point of interest 1 and 2, and then you can freestyle. You find one interesting thing that you come up with, right? So exam focus point, and then freestyle. And then once you've analyzed these things you've been looking at, one thing at a time, then you sort of do a partial conclusion. So you wrap up your analysis and you say, well, now it's time to consider those points and discuss them or interpret them. And then you do over here, you just sort of repeat the structure, right? So you'll have point of interest 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then the final conclusion. That's more or less it. That's what I've been trying to suggest to you. It's the easy way, I think. And then when you do the discussion or the interpretation, try to sort of balance your view. If you can, you say, well, on the one hand, this is one way to interpret point of interest one, and this is not the only way to look at it. You could also state that such and such is the case. So on the one hand, on the other hand, that's sort of the recipe in general. That's the spirit over here in column 2. All right, I hope that was helpful.